All right. Good morning. Ooh, that was a little abrupt. I might need to.
We're doing okay.
I might need to crank up the fade duration on that
Already,
transition.
already been to work this morning. I'm taking my lunch break incredibly early so I can do this broadcast.
I have also already been doing some work this morning. Amazingly, because of the configuration of my lifestyle, I can still actually do profitable work, even while I'm in convalescent, can't leave the house mood. And, whew, buddy, there are some conspiracy theories that are fascinating and some that are just interesting. I don't know. Krista says one of us is lagging. I'm not seeing anything on the monitor that says that, and so I don't know how to fix it, Krista. I'm sorry. But if you can figure out who it is. Oh, she says Cameron was answering you while you were still asking the question. Huh. Well, let me know if it continues to do that, because that'll be a problem that we need to address. But good morning. It is Firearms Friday, and let's do this. I went ahead and pulled up 14 of them. I don't know that we'll get through all of them, but we'll dig through as many as we can, as fast as we can. I haven't read them yet, right? All I've seen is the headlines, so I don't know how many DRTs we have, or DOTs, or BRMs. BRMs, by the way, where the bad guy gets away. The gun owner needs to go back for basic rifle marksmanship. Or, sometimes it's BPM. Wow. So, Cameron's resolution dropped off dramatically there. There you go. And, wow. We're not off to a great start.
Oh, dear. So, just Danny and Krista in the chat with us this morning.
Yes. Thank God, because I'd hate for anybody else to see this going this badly. It's not a huge deal, but there you go. That's better. That's better. Just all of a sudden, your video was tiny, and then it was huge.
So, yeah.
Hey, Rod's with us. I am Mark has joined us. Mark, thanks for joining us this morning. Glad to see you. Rod, congratulations on getting the house under contract, brother. We're thrilled about that. Good luck with that going forward,
real quick, before we get started. Dude, I'm back in the club.
I don't know if that counts as the club. I mean, it's not a man bun / bitch biscuit.
All right, I don't have too terribly long. Let's do this.
Twat tart. Woman shoots suspect who fatally shot man inside apartment. All right. Ooh, wait. So we got one dead, and it's not the right one. That's actually an unfortunate start to the day. One man is dead, and another is injured following a shooting inside an apartment in northwest Atlanta late Monday night. Police say the two men were involved in a fight when one of the men fatally shot the other. A woman also inside the apartment then fired her own weapon multiple times at the shooter. The man was taken to an area hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. He's currently in stable condition. Okay, multiple gunshot wounds. So I'll give you that one, sweetheart. Apparently, you didn't shoot poorly. You shot somebody who was just too tough to take out with whatever you're swinging with. Maybe you need to get a little bit better gun. Hey, Patricia Barrett has joined us this morning. Good morning. I hope James is watching with you too, because we're going to do a good old-fashioned Army safety brief at the end of the show this morning. But thanks for tuning in, and make sure you share and invite other people to watch the show with us. So, police say the woman is not expected to face charges, as the shooting is believed to be in self-defense. The victims have not been identified and are only described as men in their late 20s to early 30s. So, there's a good bit that we can talk about right there. But, Cameron, I think this is stuff that you and I have talked about before, but not on the show. Maybe a little bit, but Apparently James is still asleep. That's fair. So is Fee, I think. Frankly, I hope she's still asleep, because that means the baby's still asleep, and that works. And okay, and in fairness, yes, it's 5:30 where they are, not where we are. Anywho, so you got a couple of guys in their late 20s, early 30s. One of the problems we have in America today, and it is a problem that is fueling the rapidly rising temperature. Oh, everything went wrong again. I fixed it. It's one of the things that's fueling the rapidly rising temperature of political discourse in this country, is the phenomenon of the keyboard warrior. Now, certainly I could stand so accused doing a show on YouTube like this, doing commentary on social media, but I mean, the videos are out there. I've been out in the crowds, I've been at the rallies, I've been at the protests in Atlanta. Rod said, no, it went right. The latency is gone. Okay, excellent. That's perfect. So, people walk around in America today feeling artificially secure in the supposition that they can run their mouths without getting their teeth busted. And they do. They run their mouths. Well, every now and then you're going to come up on somebody who honestly and correctly believes that your rights end at the end of their nose, and are willing to enforce that belief. Now, I'm not saying there's not enough information in this article. I don't know what happened here, but it just kind of brings it to mind, because we live in America where we have a Second Amendment and we have a First Amendment, and the Second Amendment is there to defend the First Amendment. And here's an important note about the Second Amendment. And honestly, I'm gonna couple this in with legitimate martial arts training, combat experience, boxing, any kind of professional, semi-professional, trained, practiced fighting. When you're out there in the real world and you start running your mouth, you don't know who you're talking about.
Or to.
More importantly, you don't know who you're talking to. Right? You walk up on somebody in the street and start running your mouth. It could be a homeless guy looking real rough, ragged clothes, scraggly, nasty looking beard. You don't know. That old boy might be 5 years removed from the Ranger Battalion. You don't know if he's carrying a black belt or a revolver. What is that?
There's a guy revving his motorcycle nearby.
Bastard. Just roll the window down and shout, "Hey, motherfucker, I'm trying to do a show here."
Yes, and then I get my ass whooped because it turns out that the guy's actually a black belt. He snatches me right out of my work truck. Thus illustrating the point that you're making.
See? Cameron has situational awareness and discipline. And this is one of the reasons that Cameron and I had not been shot in the street randomly. As a high school kid, I got in a lot of fist fights. And frankly, it's because I'm a big guy. There's always somebody who wanted to climb the mountain. And yes, Rod, be like Cameron. No hospital bill, no aggravated assault charge. No body, no murder charge.
Yeah, no,
yep.
Just moving on.
Yep. But, I mean, I got in a lot of fights when I was in high school because there was always somebody that wanted to climb the mountain. I was a big kid. And that's a great place for some jock to go try and prove something. And, I mean, that never went great for anybody because I was boxing and kickboxing and doing MMA every weekend. I didn't play football because I don't need a team for my sports. I like to get in there and play. I don't want to wait for somebody else to let me play. And I think Mike Tyson said it best. Nobody plays boxing. People play football. People play basketball. Nobody plays boxing. I am Mark asks, quick question. What is your take on these masks? Don't they fuel the discord and divide? I'm not going to go into that too much right now, Mark, because it's pretty far afield of this morning's topic. We have talked about the masks before, and we will talk about them again, I'm sure. Early on, I was all for the masks. Now, I'm not against the wearing of masks generally, but I am very aggravated about the idea of a mandate. The freedom is more, the fact of the freedom, the liberty is more important than the question of the health. And right now we're facing up against a tyrannical government construct that seeks to rob us of our right to life and liberty, right? Forget about your pursuit of happiness. We have to regain our rights to life and liberty before we can again pursue happiness. So we'll do a show on that more in more detail. I'm sure next week Fauci or Biden or Whitmer or somebody will screw something up about the masks and take another tyrannical maneuver. So let's pop on over to the next article. One down. So police, Enrico homeowner chases breaking and entering suspect. Shots fired. Enrico County, Virginia. Virginia. What do we know about Virginia, Cameron?
That's Governor Ralph Northam.
Governor Blackface?
Yeah. Governor, I can't remember if I was the one in blackface or I was the one dressed up in the KKK robes. And I just like, seriously.
And every time I see him, I just hear Sheriff Bart from Blazing Saddles say, "Hey, what are white women at?"
I mean, yeah, same governor that's like, no, we can deliver the baby and then make a choice. Ooh, hold on now.
Yeah, wait a minute. What you're talking about, that's... Nobody thinks that's not murder. Oh, wait, you do. Oh, and every Democrat voter. That's right. You can't vote Democrat without voting for post-birth abortion. We talked about this in great detail recently. One of the... probably the defining feature of the Democrat Party and its voter base is they operate as monolith. You cannot vote for a Democrat. You can only vote for the party. The Democrat Party, the individual members, the individual elected officials, are in lockstep with the party message. And that's a distinction between the Democrat and the Republican. And in fairness, tactically and strategically, it is a strength of their party. Right? One of the things that weakens the Republican Party is that we are not a monolithic hive mind bent on the destruction of the United States of America and aiming every action we take toward that goal. Instead, we are a loose collection of free people, a loose collection of free-minded people who want nothing more than to be left alone to pursue our objectives and ambitions and have our own good lives. So, Enrico County, Virginia, and yeah. So early last summer, I think it was, there was a gun rights march in Virginia, and this is when Ralph Northam set up the murder cages. What do I mean by murder cages? He set up zones where you were allowed to protest, and they were fenced in. And so if you wanted to join the protests, you had to go into the cage, which was surrounded by armed police officers, in order to protest the tyrannical government that was actively working to disarm you. And boy howdy, am I not walking into your murder cage to await gunfire after having been disarmed by your tyrannical governor. I mean, seriously, Ralph Northam? It's Northam or North? Anyway.
I'm so used to slurring his name, calling him Governor Northam. That's who he is to me.
Governor Blackface. That, I mean, you want to point at an oath breaker. That's one right there. The word warlock comes to mind. Henrico police are searching for a man who they say broke into a West End home and was chased by the homeowner, who arrived shortly after. Just before 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, officers were called to the 5500 block of Indigo Road and 2100 block of Henderson Road. One was a breaking and entering call, and the other was a firearm violation. Police have since learned those scenes are connected. Ooh. Rod says he's ringing the bell for the Salvation Army today. They shut down at 6 tomorrow. Even down in South Georgia, it apparently wasn't safe for the ringers. Punks figured out the kettle had money in it. Damn. Rod, you should live stream while you're doing that. If you want to hit me up later, I can give you some pointers on how to make that happen. Police said video surveillance from inside the home on Indigo Road captured the burglar walking around the house. At some point, the homeowner returned home and made contact with the burglar. Firearms were presented, causing the suspect to flee from the scene, said Lieutenant Matt Pekka. That's an unfortunate nomenclature.
I was about to say the exact same.
Hey, Pekka! That's... Look, Lieutenant Pekka, I don't mean to bust your balls, but I'm sure...
Yeah, you've only heard that joke every day of your life since you were 13 years old.
The homeowner was attempting to possibly make an apprehension. Pekka added the homeowner chased the suspect from the property across the street to the Henderson Road area. At that time, a shot was fired. They said the suspect was able to get away on foot. Police said that one home was hit, but no one was injured. Additional resources were brought to the scene, including canine, SWAT, and aerial support to search for the suspect. At this time, the man is still at large. So, this one goes in the BRM category. The homeowner needs to go back to the range.
Well, this is Virginia, so there's a really good chance that
they don't have a range?
No. I mean, you got to think about the difference between stand your ground and castle doctrine and duty to retreat and all that. I wouldn't be surprised if, and it's pretty universal that once somebody starts to flee, you can't shoot them in the back outside of some pretty extreme circumstances.
Correct.
So it could be
bullshit, but you're correct.
Well, Papa Sheepdog said if you ever wanted to make everybody lay down, you'd rack the shotgun.
Yeah.
Because dudes would hit the dirt quick.
Yep. And also, I mean, while we're talking about Virginia, I recently have been talking to a guy that runs a gun show, and he was telling me that he's been cleaning up lately, running gun shows just south of the border from Virginia, because recently Virginia has basically outlawed all the gun shows. You're not allowed to do a gun show in Virginia at all currently. So the smart money is on setting up right south of Virginia and doing it there.
You're like 5 miles into North Carolina.
And I'm actually panicking a little bit because I had his card sitting on my desk right here and it's not here. So that's not good because that's a big contract.
Unfortunately, buddy, I'm coming up on time. Can we squeeze in one more story?
Let's see if we can get one more in. I think this one's an update on one that we did the last time we did the big roundup. This one was updated the 14th. Yeah. So, nobody will be charged. Attorney's office. No charges filed against pawn shop owner in man's shooting death. Nobody will be charged in connection to a man's death in May because looters destroyed all security video and only one witness cooperated. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office said Monday that a pawn shop owner won't be charged in Calvin Horton Jr.'s death after a 6-month investigation by Minneapolis police, citing insufficient evidence to overcome a self-defense argument. I'm going to have to say... Oh, hey, Jabba King! Okay. So, Jabba King, you are my first commenter ever from Periscope. We only just started streaming on Periscope, and I'm so glad that you made a comment. Jabba King says we have gun shows in Texas. And actually, for my YouTube guys out there, a lot of this current multi-streaming setup is very new to me. I don't know if you can see Jabba King's comments. So I'm going to take a quick peek and see if I can see his comment on the YouTube side. I doubt that I can, but hey, Jabba King, I don't mess with Periscope too much. If you could do me a gigantic favor and share, subscribe, whatever it is you do on Periscope to boost the ratings, I would appreciate that enormously. And no, it looks like your comments don't translate over to YouTube. So I appreciate the hell out of you joining us over there, Jabba King. If you want to join in the more active chat, I'm getting comments from Facebook and YouTube. If you want to join in the more active chat, hop on with us either on YouTube or Facebook, especially YouTube, and we'd love to have you there as well. But hey, however you get here, we appreciate you watching. That's fantastic. So, back to this. Authorities asked for Public's help in Lake Street Pawn Hump. Oh, that's... Okay, we don't need that anymore. Steve says, Periscope. Fitting title for a sinking ship. That's, You're not wrong, Steve. So Periscope is owned by Twitter, and it's on its way out. Apparently, it will soon be replaced by actual just straight up live streaming directly on Twitter itself. I'm interested to see how that's going to work. But hey, we're already set up on Twitter and already have a following there too, so we'll see how that works.
So this was just an update.
Yep, this is an update on one we covered before. And basically what we're getting is the autopsy determined that Horton died of a shotgun wound, and no charges are going to be filed against is it the owner or just a clerk? It's the shop owner. So that's heartwarming. That's good to hear. With the pawn shop thing and the self-defense claim, honestly, when you're talking about the store owner, I don't care what kind of store you're talking about. When you're talking about the store owner or an employee having to shoot somebody and kill them in self-defense, it is my considered opinion that no matter, almost without exception, no matter the circumstances, at the barest minimum, you owe that employee / shop owner, you owe that person a substantial benefit of the doubt when they say the bad guy tried to rob me and so I killed him to prevent myself from dying. For a few reasons. And one of those reasons is principally, I'm working a store, right? I'm doing a retail gig. I'm running a pawn shop. Guys, I'm here. This is where I am. I'm the shop owner. Am I just going to run away? No, I've got a shop to run. I need this dead body out of my floor so I can keep, I don't know, feeding my children and keeping my rent, right? I need to run this business. So when you start talking about motive, means, and opportunity, where's the motive for me to torpedo my business by murdering somebody in it? Right? So once you got a shop owner or an employee that has to kill somebody in self-defense in their shop, once they've called the police and not tried to hide the body, you owe that person an extraordinary discretion of the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you still investigate the incident, of course, but I mean, as
Oh
you
yeah.
point out, like, and besides, just as a like quick little aside, how dumb are you if you rob a pawn shop? You already know they got guns in there.
Right, it might as well be a gun store.
I mean, that's what pawn shops are. They're gun stores. They
Yeah,
just happen to
basically.
sell other stuff.
And they're gun stores that also have audio equipment.
Yes. uh,
All right.
I know it was a short one there, brother, but I
Yeah,
have to go back to work. I'd like to keep going, but I have to go back to work.
I understand, brother. I understand.
Got to make the donuts, man. See, the world, this evil patriarchy that we live in, expects for me to work lots of hours and pay tons of money into the system because, you know, I've got all that male privilege.
Don't forget your white privilege. And your straight privilege. And your not castrated privilege. So anyway, that's the show for this week. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, or for today. 5 days a week, usually. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. Recovery's going well. I think we're on point to do more. I think we're going to be pretty much back on a regular schedule. I am playing around with the setup a lot more and adding some new bells and whistles, and I got rid of a lot of the fat that was there. So it is Friday. That means you're going into the weekend. The weekend is a dangerous place, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to be safe out there. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Don't drive drunk. Don't fry bacon naked. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Farm animals. Videotapes and firearms. No two at the same time. And we'll see y'all Monday morning. Wait. Steve says, "Be safe and carry one." Brother, that might be the next Brushfire original infomercial right there. Be safe and carry one. I love it. All right, love you guys. And yes, be safe and carry one.